Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. I am so happy to see you. I'm so happy to be here. This is the story of how I started living a life that was in complete misalignment with who I authentically am and my divine mission on this planet. And it's also the story of how I broke out of that and rebuilt my life. So let's talk about that. Hey, it's Amrita. I'm an Indian Australian Ivy League MBA entrepreneur and former global strategy leader. But first and foremost, I'm a spiritual seeker. My greatest commitment is to the truth. Who am I? Why am I here? Can I reach self-realization before I die in this lifetime? Everything I do in the material world is driven by a sense of deep purpose from within. To change the world, we need more young people like you to lead from the inside out, to win both spiritually and materially. It's possible, and I'm here to show you how. Everyone on this planet has a mission. Mission. What is your mission? What is my mission? Why am I here on this planet? Why have I come here on this planet, in this era, as this woman, in this body, from this lineage, with this? What is my mission on this planet? Okay, wait a minute. Can we just take a breather and define what I actually mean by the word mission, which I've used like 100 times already? There are two ways that I think about a mission. There's your earthly mission on this planet. And then there's you using that mission, and in the process of achieving that mission, you actually level up spiritually as well. So two dimensions here, material and spiritual. It's my belief that everyone here has taken birth on this planet with a unique set of skills and talents and a beautiful, unique personality that has set them up perfectly to execute a mission. The statistical probability of you being born as you is 1 in 10 to the power of 2,685,000. You are literally a walking statistical improbability. So it makes sense that your life should be completely unique to who you are. Let's go deeper with this. I'm going to talk about the ikigai framework here. This framework is pretty close to what I would define as a mission. You've basically got what you love to do, what you're naturally good at, what you can get paid for, and what the world needs. And the intersection of these four things, if you can kind of hit that intersection and live in that way, then you're living according to your ikigai, your purpose, your mission. Now, the only thing that I would say is missing from this framework is what I said earlier, the spiritual aspect. In the pursuit of your divine mission on this planet, you're also basically engaging in karma yoga, which is a pathway in Hinduism through which you achieve realization. It is basically doing service, serving a higher purpose, doing work with complete detachment, completely in the moment, doing it for the process without expecting anything in return, doing it for God, doing it for a higher purpose, for higher consciousness, for serving this planet, right? And in that process, you actually get closer to God. So the concept of a mission is much deeper actually than the word purpose. It's material, it's spiritual, and overall it's designed to level you up inside out in every possible way. Let's talk about my story then, of how I found my divine mission on this planet and how it transformed my entire life and who I am. Just by hearing my story, I think it could awaken a fire and a spark within you to find who you are and what you are here to do, your beautiful divine mission. At the end of this video, I'm also going to share some resources with you that you can use to start getting clear on your mission, to rediscover your mission again. To start this story, I have to take you all the way back to when I was 17 years old. I had just started working at a multinational Big Four management consulting firm. All sounds amazing. And I'm not going to lie to you, I got a lot of social validation out of that. I would go to all of the Indian community events here in Sydney, and all the uncles and aunties would praise my parents and be like, your daughter is amazing. What a golden child. Like, she is crushing the race. Have you seen Amrita? Like, god damn, she is crushing the race. What a good girl. And my parents were so proud of me. The community was like holding me in such high regard. But deep in my gut, I knew I was in the wrong place and that this path wasn't for me, and it just didn't feel right. It just did not feel right. It was not for me. I remember the first day that I joined this multinational firm, we had our training and they welcomed us. And it was within 5 to 10 minutes that literally I felt this tight knot in my lower abdomen, like this, like a fist, really tight fist. And it was literally telling me, this is not for you. You are not meant to be here. This is not for me. Leave. And that knot stayed there for the entire 3 to 4 years that I decided to stay with that firm. I would wake up every morning on Monday and I felt my energy drop. Like I just felt like a ton of lead, like a bag full of lead. I just didn't want to do it. But I forced myself to show up to this job that I didn't give a shit about, that meant nothing to me, that was eating away slowly at my soul, just grinding away at my soul slowly, bit by bit, death by a million cuts, right? But I stayed in this job for 4 years almost because I wanted the social validation. Like I wanted my parents to finally be proud of me. Like they didn't get a doctor daughter, so at least like let me do this and make them proud of me. And let me be the golden girl in the Indian community here in Australia. Well, let me be that girl, right? The one who crushed it in everyone else's eyes. Do you guys relate to this? Because this is wild. Oh gosh, I'm stuttering. That's how crazy this is. It's astounding to me that we as humans make so many decisions that literally hurt our heart and soul just so other people can think, just for a moment, that we're cool. Like we would do anything. We would compromise our literal lives, our happiness, our fulfillment, who we are as human beings, just for validation. That is heartbreaking. But I did it. I did it for a solid few years until I couldn't do it anymore. Because you see, guys, I'm a highly sensitive person, and if you're listening to this, I think you would be too. You feel things deeply, you have strong intuition, you're a deeply creative person, and within you, you know in your heart and soul that you're here for something deeply meaningful, to do something deeply meaningful, something that really shifts things, changes things, uplifts the world in some way. Right? Because this is life. We don't really get another shot at this, in this body at least, right? So you're here for this brief moment, 60, 80 years, who knows? In that period of time, you want to set yourself alight with passion and love and service to humanity and changing the world and making it a happier place and being a happier person and healing and leaving behind the world in a more beautiful, healed, uplifted way than the way that you found it when you came in. I know that if you're listening to this, this is there in you, right? Deep in your heart and soul. And it was there in me, deep in my heart and soul. And I had a point in my life, when I was in that job that I didn't give a shit about, where I couldn't ignore that feeling anymore. I couldn't imagine myself going through life feeling numb, feeling nothing, doing things that didn't have any meaning to me, that meant nothing to me. And it was even worse when I thought about the fact that I was living a life that someone else had scripted out for me. Someone else chose this life for me. Someone else said, go and get a 9-to-5 job. My community said, go get married by this age. Someone else had written the script for me and I was just following it. What is the point of having conscious thought as a human being then? What is the point of being human if you cannot even sit there and consciously make the decisions for your life and build the life that feels aligned to who you are as a unique human being? And I couldn't do that anymore. So there was a point in time during this cadetship where, I was doing really well despite the fact that I hated it. And I was offered a contract to sign with that same company. Once you graduate from university, we're going to fast track you into a management role, right? And I was 21, I think, 20 when I got this. Into a management role, but you've got to stay with us for the next 4 years. And I remember I got physically ill when I thought about signing that contract. They left the contract with me over the summer break. I had 2 to 3 months to think about whether I wanted to be with them for another 4 years and essentially sign my life to them, sign my youth to them. And my heart sank and my gut sank, and I still remember it was like a roar awakened within me, and it was just yelling, no, this is not it. You cannot do this. This shit. Go do what you came here. Right? That energy, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go find my purpose. I'm going to go find my mission because I am here to do something. The reason God put me on this planet as me, as Amrita, with my unique set of talents, with my passions and skills and my abilities, is because I am here to do something that no one else can. And this is the same for you if you're listening. All right? You are here to do something, complete a mission that no one else can complete like you. All right? Only you can do it the way that you do and the way that you are destined to do. And now it is your choice as to whether you want to pursue that destiny or the destiny that someone else has written for you. And that was my crossroads, you know, when at that point in my life, that was the choice that I had to make. And I was like, I want to go find purpose. Like, there is no way in that I'm spending the next 40 to 50 years of my productive life doing something that is meaningless to me. And I don't care whether you give me $1 million, whether you promote my ass to the top. All of that is meaningless to me if it doesn't hold value to me, if it doesn't hold meaning to my heart, my soul, and why I am here. So let me go find my purpose. Let me go find my mission. What am I here to do? What am I here to do? All right. And then I knew I would get really intense and overheated for this, but someone needs to say this. Someone needs to have this conversation. Let's have this conversation, okay? Because I'm not letting even one more young person sign away their life to someone else's plan. Okay, so I'm 20 years old at that point, and I don't want to sign this lucrative contract with a multinational for the next 4 years. I also don't know. But there was always one thing that had been a clue for me throughout my life. So I told you guys, I was born in India, and my family moved to Sydney when I was 2 years old. And when I think about the 3 or 4 visits that I made to India as a kid, I'm getting emotional, which is a really powerful sign that this is your divine mission. But I remember when I was a kid and we used to go back to India, the feeling that I had in India was unlike anything that I ever felt before. Whenever I was in India, and even to this day, whenever I am in India, I come alive on a level that I can't describe. It's like I'm alive inside out. Like, my lovely neighbor just hacked up a phlegmy cough while I was saying this, which is hilarious. You really can't take anything too seriously in life, right? But I remember going back to India and feeling something different. And for some reason, I knew that I would find my answer there and that I would find what I was looking for there. And I did. So when I was 20, we made a trip back to India. But this time, rather than just visiting family and relatives and my tata party, which means grandma and grandpa, we did a full India trip, an entire India trip. And I saw India for the first time. Like, I experienced the land that I was born in for the first time properly. Inside out, south to north, east to west. The spirituality of it, everything, by train, by bus, villages, towns, cities, I experienced it, I lived it, and those couple of months I spent in India gave me the answer I was looking for. And there are a couple of really key moments that happened on that trip. And it was almost like, it's almost like the universe heard my heartfelt cry to find my purpose. It's almost like the universe heard that, brought me to India, took me to India, and showed me what my purpose was, showed me what my mission was or is. I'm really hoping there's enough battery on my camera for me to share this next story with you. We were in, I think, Chennai or Tamil Nadu, and this young girl, I was just kind of standing around. This young girl came up to me and called me Akka, called me big sister, which always melts my heart. And she looked into my eyes and she was like, do you want to buy these cotton buds from me so I can go get educated, so I can go to school? And I remember I looked straight into her eyes, and like our eyes locked, and that eyes locked period felt like it went for eons. And I felt something stir within my heart and my soul. And in that moment, I don't know what prompted me to do this, but at a soul level, I made a commitment that I would never allow another young child, especially in India, right? The country where I was born, that I would never allow another young person to feel like they have no opportunity in life. That I would never let that happen to another young person ever again, not on my watch. I am going to build something that lasts for hundreds of years beyond me, and that makes sure that young people like that little girl never ever have to experience lack of opportunity ever again. And I don't know what I'm going to build. I don't know how I'm going to build it. This is my soul promise. It's my soul commitment. This is my mission. And I will live and die by this mission. I will live and die by this mission. And in that moment, I found it. This is what I would make sure would happen in my lifetime. And I would go all in on it. And this is my mission. This is why I'm here. And in that moment, I found my mission, my purpose, my why, my reason, and the thing that I would leave behind. And I'm not going to lie to you. In the initial stages of having this mission, there was a lot of ego involved. And I'm not going to lie to you, there was a lot of rescuer syndrome involved, right? There was a lot of, oh, let me save you, right? There was that involved. But at the core of this mission is the truth. And this is my truth. India is my North Star. And it always has been, and it always will be. And over the years, oh mate, I just need to take a big deep breath. Goodness me, goodness me, look at me, I'm so fancy. I have not vocalized this, and now I'm going to put this video up, and that's wild. Yeah, let's go do it. While I made that promise, and I broadly knew what the mission was, all I had was the direction. All I had was the North Star, but I had no idea how I would get there. And I actually didn't know fully what the completed vision would look like. And that's okay. Like when you find your mission, when the first time it kind of comes clear to you and comes out from within you and says, this is your thing, right? When you find that mission, number one, you know you found it when you can't deny it. It feels like a soul truth. A truth that it just is. This is it. This is it from my heart, soul, body, and every cell of who I am. This is it. You know it. You know it, right? You know it. And then secondly, the first time it comes to the surface for you, right? Whether it's through meditation, whether it's through joining one of our Dream Builder programs, whether it's through coaching, whether it's through coming into contact with someone like that little girl who delivered the mission to me, however that mission reveals itself to you, you are not going to fully be able to see that vision initially, but What it will give you is the general direction. And my general direction became clear. India, sustainable socioeconomic development, that was broadly the direction. And that's all I needed to then come back home and walk away from the fake ass life that had been prepared for me and to step into the direction of the mission that I had found. If today's episode vibed with you, the first thing I want you to do is to actually just pick up a notebook. In particular, I want you to ask yourself, where am I lying to myself? Where in my life at the moment am I lying to myself? I stayed stuck in that job even though I was miserable. And the way I did it was by lying to myself. Like, I lied to myself that I was happy and that social validation was enough for me. And when you stop lying to yourself and actually get truthful, it's scary because you kind of realize, shit, I'm not where I want to be. And I'm the one keeping myself there, which means I have to take accountability, find my truth, and start aligning to my truth. All right, we're digging deep here. We're picking up that fake ass script that someone else gave you, and we're starting to pull it out so we can start seeing the roots and just loosening those roots and say, let's pull this out because this isn't serving us. And this is scary, but this isn't serving us. And we need to go plant the seed of an authentic life somewhere else, right? Putting that aside, the next thing I want to say is you already know what your mission is deep down within yourself. You already know. You truly, deeply do. It's in there. It's coded into your subconscious somewhere. And it was there. You saw glimpses of it when you were a kid. So you don't have to do what I did and go out there to go find your mission and have it be delivered to you by someone. If you listen really carefully back to my story, you'll remember that I said this thing. From when I was a kid, I always knew that there was something magical and special and meaningful about India. I always knew that. But I completely forgot about that. In a similar way, you already know, and you already knew even when you were a kid, what makes you happy, what is your passion, what are you here to do? The answers are there, but we throw them away, right? Like I said right at the beginning, bringing it back full circle. We kill off parts of ourselves that are authentic in order to make other people happy. And we learn that as we get older and older, moving out of childhood. And so the process of finding your mission isn't so much going out there on a great adventure and having it delivered to you the way that it was for me, because I already knew my mission. The only reason I went to India to clarify it was because deep down I knew that I would find it in India. And I had known that from when I was 8 years old. There are even diary entries from when I was a kid, like 12, 13, writing down clearly that I want to spend the rest of my life. And I'd written down building schools in India, empowering young people. So it was all there, and I forgot about it to go chase for my mom's love, for society's appreciation. In a similar way, it's all there. Your mission's there. It's within you. And all it really takes is step one, the courage to be honest to yourself and to admit when you look at your life that this isn't it for you. And once you acknowledge that you aren't happy where you are, then we can start changing things. Then we can go find the answers to who am I? Why am I here? What's my mission? What did make me happy before? And how can I start reconnecting to that again, right? I'm really proud of you for listening to this episode. There's a saying in psychology, which I got from Frasier, by the way. Frasier fans comment or indicate that to me somehow because I love Frasier. But there's a quote that Frasier says in psychology that nothing is an accident. So intentionally, at some subconscious level, you have searched for this episode and it has found you and you're here. Time to start stepping into who you are meant to be. All right? And I'm saying this with so much love because I know you can do this. And the final thing that I'm going to do to make this super practical and actionable for you is, like I said, your mission isn't something to go out there and go search for and take years to find out. I have spent years building resources using coaching techniques, psychology, and spirituality to help, at this point, more than 6,500 young people worldwide to unlock their mission again, to find their mission again within themselves, using quick techniques. Some of these people found it within 60 minutes of a masterclass with me, others within a couple of months. Right? So this isn't something that needs to take you decades. Throw that myth and that bullshit out the window, because if your mission is who you are, it's already within you. You don't need to find decades to find, you don't need to spend decades or take decades to find something you already have. What you do need to do is to start letting go of the things that are covering up your mission and smothering the sound of your mission and all the noise that's kind of built up in your mind that's stopping you from hearing your own inner voice, your own authentic self. To help you with that, go ahead and, depending on where you're listening to this or watching this, you will find a link to my purpose workbook. There are 9 coaching questions in there. 9 coaching questions that I've designed painstakingly to help you to clear out the noise, to clear out everyone else's expectations, everyone else's conditioning, all the bullshit, clear it all out, and to get to the truth of who you are, what you love to do, and why you're here. So you can go ahead and download that workbook, work it through, let me know what comes up for you. You can always email me if you get stuck. And I'm offering this to you with a lot of love, because I have 100% faith in the quality of my work. I've proven it. But more than anything else, my deities, my gods, my goddesses are driving me to do this work. So this isn't even my work. This is their work. This is their work through me. So this workbook will work for you if you take the time to sit down, spend an hour, go deep, answer the journal prompts. It's like an editable journal, editable online journal with 9 coaching questions. Take the time, figure it out, right? Take the time to invest into your mission, invest into getting the clarity on the general direction of your purpose and mission and watch your life change. I will definitely make a part 2 to this video, because we've only come up to the part of the story where I found my mission. We haven't talked about the fact that once I found it and I came back to Australia, it took me another year to turn down that offer from the multinational because I was so scared. And then we haven't talked about all of the huge successes that I've experienced as a part of this mission, both as a part of fulfilling this mission, both materially and spiritually, how it's absolutely transformed me and my life. And I haven't talked to you about all the failures that I've gone through. So this is a huge story. This is just part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. I hope this episode served you from the bottom of my heart. I am wishing you love. I am wishing you purpose. I am wishing you alignment to who you authentically are 100%. May God and all my goddesses, may all the deities bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. May you have abundance. May you always search for the truth and have the courage to live in truth. And I'm sending you all my love. Hare Krishna. Talk to you next time.